once again, welcome back to the DSA with Dak series. Myself, Dak Patel. And today, we're gonna solve question number 13 of lead code Roman to integer. Okay, so this is the DSA with Dak series where we started from the absolute beginner to advanced level. Okay, now we are on our intermediate level. Okay, and as soon as we start with our advanced series, so in this series, firstly I'll explain the question. Afterward, we'll see the given examples. Then after we'll discuss its given condition, and later on we'll discuss approaches, all possible approaches, which approach you can do. Okay, and afterward, any of them to approach, we'll write code for that to approach. And afterward, we'll discuss about time and space complexity. Okay, and how much optimized code for possible for this approach and like that. Okay, and later on we'll see tomorrow's question. Okay, yesterday we saw question number 1816, truncate of a sentence where we are returning first k of our given sentence words. Okay, like if k is equal to 6, we return first 6 word of our given sentence. Okay, and this is yesterday's question. If you does not watch yesterday's video, you can check out link in I button. Okay, so like that, now we're gonna solve this Roman to integer question. So first I'll explain question and then afterwards we'll see the examples. So let's start with the question. So Roman numbers are represented by 7 different symbols. Okay, the number is represented by 7 different symbols: I, V, X, L, C, D, and F. Okay, each value has its own, each symbol has its own value. Like I is equal to 1, V is equal to 5, X is equal to 10, L is equal to 50, C is equal to 100, D is equal to 500, and M equal to 1000. One more thing you have to follow is, in Roman you does not write one thing at 5 times. Okay, if you write 2, you use double I, you know that. But if you have to write 5 or 4, you does not write 4 of I or 5 times I. You have to write something different. You can write one letter at 3 times only. Okay, so return double I. Okay, so you have to write, yes, when you Roman numerals are written by the largest, smallest, left, right over the numerals. For 4 is not. Okay, so whether you have to write 4, you use 5 minus 1. Okay, IV, not like 4 times of I. Okay, so this is the one thing you have to follow that. Now X can be replaced before V. Okay, X is 10 to make 4 and 9. Okay, X can replace before L 50 and C. Okay, L and C to make 40 90. D can be replaced before D and M 500,000 make 400 900. Okay, given a Roman numeral, convert to an integer. Okay, so the Roman number you have given, you have to convert it to your given integer. Okay, this is the question. So if they given you triple I, you have to write 3. LVII, A is equal to 50, V is equal to 5, and 3I is equal to 3, so it becomes 58. MC MXCIV. Okay, so M is equal to 1000, CM is equal to 900, and XC is equal to 90, and IV equal to 4, so 1994. So now we'll see the conditions. So condition is the S dot length is between 1 to 15. Okay, and S contains only the characters I, V, X, L, C, D, M. Is the only contains Roman number character. It is guaranteed that S is a valid Roman number in the range of 1 to 3999. Okay, because for 4000 you need to use 5000 minus 1000. Okay, so the range is between 1 to 3999. Okay, I hope you got clear about the questions and its examples. So now we move to the our approaches part. Okay, so now we'll discuss about our code for possible approaches. So our code first we'll move with the uh, where we'll declare one values of object, and inside object we'll store for each and every symbols which contain its with its value. Okay, if there is I, so I with its i's value, V with v's value. If there is v found in string, we'll convert it to the our value and storing that value to the new variable. Okay, so like that in a string they got like x is there, so x taken from our object and gaining that x is equal to 10, so we'll take 10 value and store 10 value inside our variable, and that variable is treated to the multiple conditions. Okay, and afterward inside we'll use something like that, uh, current place values and next place values if it's greater or equal to like that. One more approach we can move with the we use map. Okay, first we use values array. Okay, values object. In second approach we use map array. Okay, so both approach we'll see one by one. So let's start with the first approach. So I'll quickly write an object for that. So this is our values of object. Now I am declaring let total is equal to 0. Total for storing our total value is inside that. Afterward I'll using one for loop for let I equal to 0, I is less than s dot length, I plus plus, and now we want one variable, so const current, the value of current values. Now I'm initiating these values, okay, to check that s of I. Now it will take values of ith index from a string and convert it value from values object and given stored in our current variable. Now like that const next, same like that values. As you can see that there is used next, so I am using I plus 1. Okay, now here below we use if our given next is greater than current. Okay, it means IV or Vx like that. Okay, so if there is exist total plus equal to next minus current. Okay, because IV means 5 minus 1, so 4 is the our value, so next minus current, and I plus plus we have to move to the next index directly, and if it's not we use else total plus equal to current. If above condition does not follow, we directly move to the total and plus is equal to current, and at the end return total. Okay, now I'll run this to check each and everything is perfect or not. Okay, so in this question, first we'll declare one value object. Okay, and inside value object we'll taken each and every symbol is equal to values like this values I use. Okay, afterward we use one more variable to store let total value. Okay, afterward we use one string, one for loop to moving in our string current and next variable to find out that whether it is 4, 9, 40, 90 like that variable. Okay, so then that condition for that variables, okay, to minus that, and the remaining same condition if there is no number like that, and at then we'll iterate. So you can see that our all given questions 3 examples are passed. Okay, so now we'll submit for further lead code test cases. Okay, so this is the simple approach. We created one values object and used that object to find out whether each and everything is perfect or not. Okay, so all 3999 test cases are passed. Okay, so the programmer of creator of this question is added each and every test cases for this question. One tool 3999. That's very great. Okay, so this is our first approach. Okay, I'll now tell you about the second approach. So in second approach, we does not changing the whole thing. We firstly converting our this one, okay, this values to the new map. Okay, now in second approach we gonna use map array. Okay, so in second approach we using map object because to finding variable is okay. So now start with the second approach. So firstly I'll remove this and give it a name like map. Okay, here I have to do it new map. Okay, and this comma bracket. Now this whole thing is inside of square bracket. Okay, so I quickly do that. Okay, so you can now see that our map object is created. Okay, so map object, why I'm using map object is similar to values object, but finding values from this is very fast. Okay, faster than as compared to our traditional values object. So now again we want our total variable same as the first approach. Inside one also one we want one for loop to move in the first to the end of our s string. Okay. Now we change with that map. Okay. Now is map dot get of s of I. Okay. To getting the values from this, so we use map dot get. Afterward we use map dot get of s of I plus 1. Okay. Then next is greater than current. Okay. So here I think we have to do something different. Okay, I'm changing its variable. So you differentiate between this is first approach or second approach. Now you can see that current is not current, it's current CRR value. Okay. So whenever our code pass from this, so it will fastly find the values from the our map array and it will directly return that. Okay. So we'll just replace one thing, our given object of values with the map object, okay, to make code faster. So now I'll running test case to check that each and everything is perfect or not. Okay, it will show me runtime error. Let me check. Think it might be something problem here. Okay, you can see that our answer is accepted. We okay here the problem is that we using smaller map and we are accessing the capital map. So I converted it to small and now it will perfect. Now we'll submit for further lead code test cases. Okay, to check that each and everything is perfect or not. So again, you can see that our 3999 test cases are passed with the runtime of 7 ms. Okay, so now we'll discuss about the time and space complexity for our both approaches. Let we start from the first approach. Okay, so for first approach, our space complexity is order of one. Okay, we using a new object, but object is only 7 indexes, and our given which string is greater than that. Okay, so you can say that it's order of one. Also you can assume that the given is 7 symbol is only, so you can also say that it's order of n. It's upon you whatever you're trying to say is that another one thing is and one thing, our space complexity is constant, we does not adding or upgrading it, so you can say that it's one order of one, it will find. Okay, and now time complexity is order of n. We are moving with our first to the end of the our given string. Okay, we're using for loop, so time complexity is order of n. For second approach, we using same object. So here is you can also say complexity, space complexity is order of one, and time complexity is again order of n. We using same for loop. Okay, we just change mapping system. Other than that, each and everything is same as old code. So time complexity for our both approaches is order of n. Space complexity for both approaches is order of one. Okay. I hope you got clear about today's video, each and everything. If you find any doubts about today's video, you can ask me in comment section. Okay, and I'll try to solve your doubts. So now we'll move to tomorrow's question part.